Have you ever felt like your energy just isn't what it used to be? Like your mind isn't as sharp, or your body takes longer to bounce back from even the smallest of tasks? You're not alone. As we age, our bodies change, there's no denying that. But sometimes, we don't realize that certain private habits we carried into our later years might not be helping us. In fact, they could be quietly harming our health in ways we don't talk about enough. Today, I want to have an open and respectful conversation about something that's often brushed under the rug, especially for those of us over 65. It's about masturbation, and more specifically, how frequent or careless self-stimulation in the later stages of life may be doing more harm than good. Now, this isn't to shame anyone. In fact, many seniors don't even realize that something so personal, something they perhaps relied on for years, might now be quietly draining their strength, disrupting their mental peace, and even interfering with sleep, energy, and overall well-being. Let's be honest, when we were younger, our bodies could handle a lot more. Our hormones were high, recovery was quick, and the mind was sharp. But after 65, things slow down for a reason. And sometimes, continuing habits that worked for us in our 30s and 40s can actually start pulling us backwards in our 60s and beyond. Wise elders have long said this: what gave you energy in youth can drain it in old age if not respected. Let's start with the first and most overlooked effect: energy depletion. Many seniors quietly wonder, why do I feel so tired even though I'm not doing much? You eat okay, you sleep fairly well, but there's this deep exhaustion that doesn't seem to go away. Well, here's the thing. Excessive release even just once or twice a week can start to deplete vital energy in older age. After 65, your body doesn't produce the same level of testosterone or estrogen as it used to. And every time there's a release, your system uses up valuable minerals, enzymes, and energy reserves that take longer to restore. It's not just about feeling tired either. This can lead to poor concentration, less motivation, and a kind of dullness in the brain that can creep in silently. Some people even notice more frequent brain fog or forgetfulness after these private moments. And they don't connect the dots because society never taught us to look that deeply. But energy and mental clarity are closely linked. When your energy drops, your brain takes the hit too. Another concern that many wise doctors and spiritual teachers point out is sleep disruption. You might think that masturbation helps you fall asleep, and in younger years, it can. But in older adults, it may actually cause more nighttime restlessness. After a release, your nervous system goes through an up and down cycle. Initially, you might feel calm, but a few hours later, the body can experience a rebound, a kind of internal tension or sensitivity that keeps you lightly awake, even if you don't realize it. You might toss and turn, wake up often, or feel tired despite getting 7 or 8 hours in bed. And we all know how precious sleep is after 65. A good night's sleep is like medicine for the brain, the heart, the immune system, everything. So if you're unknowingly sabotaging your sleep with an old habit, it's worth taking a pause and reflecting. Could this be one of the hidden reasons why you don't feel truly rested anymore? Some elders who made a simple shift, reducing the frequency, or being more intentional with their private time, and noticed huge improvements in mood, energy, and focus within just a couple of weeks. It's not about giving it up completely. It's about being wise with your body's current needs. Because this conversation isn't just about what to avoid, it's about what to understand. You see, after 65, our bodies become like fine instruments. They're still capable of wonderful things, but they need a gentler touch. And when it comes to self-stimulation, it's not just the physical impact we need to consider, it's also what it does to the nervous system and the deeper layers of health that often go unnoticed. One of the areas that gets affected, yet rarely discussed, is the cardiovascular system. Now, you might be wondering, what does masturbation have to do with the heart? More than you'd expect. Every release, especially when done with high intensity, activates a spike in your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode. That means your heart rate increases, your blood pressure rises temporarily, and the body gets flooded with adrenaline. Again, when you're younger, this spike levels out quickly. But after 65, the heart doesn't respond as fast, and the vessels aren't as flexible. For some people, especially those with blood pressure or heart concerns, this repeated stimulation can cause a strain. Over time, this might lead to palpitations, lightheadedness after activity, or even random chest tightness that doesn't seem linked to anything else. I once heard a wise 72-year-old man say, "I used to feel powerful after releasing. Now I just feel empty." That struck me. Because so many seniors go through the same thing, this subtle, quiet sense of weakness afterward, and most don't even talk about it. But once you start paying attention, you'll see a pattern. Your body's recovery time after any release is much slower now. That feeling of vitality doesn't return as quickly, and it can leave you drained for hours, or even a day or two, especially if it happens at night. There's also a connection to prostate health, which becomes a major concern after 60. The prostate gland plays a big role in the male reproductive system, and regular, aggressive stimulation over decades can put wear and tear on it. Many men over 65 begin to notice changes like frequent urination, discomfort, or even an enlarged prostate, and don't realize that their private habits might be part of the puzzle. The gland needs rest, and excessive stimulation keeps it from recovering fully. It's like revving the engine. Even when the car's parked, you don't see the damage right away, but over time, it adds up. Now let's talk about something even deeper: the emotional energy tied to this habit. After 65, your body naturally moves into a phase where it's designed to conserve energy, to reflect, to deepen in wisdom and peace. But habits like frequent masturbation can keep you mentally tied to patterns of restlessness and distraction. You might find yourself feeling lonely more often, or thinking about things that pull you away from the present moment. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your nervous system is getting overstimulated. For some, that can show up as anxiety. For others, it's a low hum of dissatisfaction that makes nothing feel quite right. You might watch a beautiful sunset, sit with family, or read something inspiring, but your mind still feels pulled, unsettled, not fully at peace. That's often because the body is too stimulated, not grounded, and energy that's meant for clarity and joy is getting scattered. The good news is, this can shift. Just by being more mindful, slowing down, and adjusting how often and how intensely you engage with these habits, you give your body the space it needs to rebalance. You might start noticing better focus during the day, more peace in your heart, a lighter feeling in the body. Even things like digestion and sleep begin to improve because the nervous system finally gets the rest it's been asking for. And remember, this isn't about stopping everything forever. It's about tuning in, asking yourself gently, is this helping me feel more alive? Or is it leaving me emptier than before? Your body will always answer you honestly if you give it the chance. What we're really talking about here is respect for your body, for your energy, for this precious stage of life that you're in. You've lived through decades. You've worked hard, cared for others, faced challenges with courage, and now your body deserves tenderness. It deserves balance, not strain. So if you've been feeling off lately, physically, mentally, or emotionally, it may be worth pausing and reflecting on this part of your life too. Because sometimes the smallest, most private habits are the ones that affect us most deeply. Let's continue this journey together and explore how you can protect your strength, preserve your clarity, and live with more peace just by making a few wise shifts. And this is where the real beauty of awareness comes in. You don't need to make huge changes overnight. Sometimes, just becoming aware of how your body feels after certain habits can open the door to transformation. You start noticing patterns. You begin to realize what nourishes you and what quietly drains you. And with that awareness, you naturally start making different choice zones that feel more respectful, more peaceful, more you. Let's talk about clarity. Not just mental clarity, but emotional steadiness, something we all treasure as we age. Many people say, I just want to feel calm. I don't want these ups and downs anymore. And the truth is, one of the most subtle but powerful causes of emotional imbalance in later years is overstimulation of the nervous system. When you engage in sexual release too often, especially without real emotional connection or mindful intention, it affects your nervous system the same way a constant buzzing noise affects your focus at low. But it's there, always humming. And the body responds by staying in a mild state of alertness. That alertness can make you feel uneasy, make your sleep lighter, make your moods more fragile. But when you start to reduce the intensity of these habits or take longer breaks between them, your nervous system finally starts to settle. You begin to feel more stable inside, more relaxed, more like yourself again. For many wise elders, this shift brings unexpected gifts. They say, I feel like I'm reconnecting with something I lost a long time ago. And what they're describing is a return of inner peace, a sense of being calm, grounded, not rushed by urges or distracted by old patterns. It's as if their energy returns to them. Their eyes shine brighter. They feel more focused in their conversations. And even physically, they feel stronger and more resilient. One 68-year-old woman shared something beautiful. She said, when I was younger, I thought pleasure meant release. But now, I realize that real pleasure is peace. It's contentment. It's waking up and feeling strong and clear. And that's exactly it. After 65, we start to crave stillness more than stimulation. And when we give our body a break, it rewards us with exactly that calmness, steadiness, joy, without noise. It's important to know that this journey is different for everyone. Some people may find that reducing frequency helps. Others might choose to abstain for a while and just observe how they feel. There's no right or wrong path. It's about tuning into your own experience and asking yourself what makes you feel more alive, more whole, more well. If you're wondering where to start, it can be as simple as this. Take a week and give your body rest. Let your energy gather. Observe how you feel. Notice if you sleep deeper, think clearer, or feel lighter in your chest. And if you don't let that guide you, remember, this stage of life is not about deprivation. It's about refinement, about choosing what brings true strength, because you've already lived the storm. Now, you deserve the quiet joy that comes with wisdom, with self-control, with grace. And here's the most empowering part of all. The energy you conserve doesn't disappear. It transforms. It begins to flow into other parts of your life, your relationships, your creativity, your health, your memory. Even your skin and posture can reflect that inner shift. You start to glow from within, not because of what you're doing, but because of what you've learned to release and what you've chosen to protect. This kind of change doesn't require doctors or medicine. It just needs awareness, a moment of reflection, a choice to try something different, to see how it feels. And most importantly, the courage to say, I want to live with more strength, more clarity, more peace. You're not too old to change. In fact, this is the perfect time, because now you have the wisdom to see what really matters, and you're not chasing youth anymore. You're embracing something far greater, a life filled with meaning, presence, and deep self-respect. So here's what I'll say to you. From one soul to another, give yourself that chance. Protect your energy. Let go of habits that don't serve you anymore. And open up to the peace that's waiting just beneath the noise. If this message spoke to you in any way, feel free to share your thoughts below. You're not alone in this journey. Others will find strength in your story. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like. It helps more people discover this message. You can also subscribe to the channel for more guidance, reflection, and support. Because this journey we're on, it's not about agates, about wisdom. And wisdom grows when we care for ourselves in the ways that truly matter. Here's to living your best, most peaceful life at any age.